Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today I'm going to look at the Navigators playing cards from Theory11. Theory11 is, of course, one of the more prolific playing card producers out there. They have dozens of different decks, and most recently, this deck, along with a couple others, the Hudsons and the Voyagers, started showing up at my local Barnes & Noble, so I finally had to pick up a copy for myself and check them out. So let's take a look, find out what this deck is all about. Now, it's a nautical themed deck, so you're going to see a lot of those elements all the way through. The tuck case is this off-white cream color, just covered in black and gold foil all the way through. You got Navigators, playing cards written boldly on the front, and then just a series of boxes or frames going all the way around in this really heavily embossed gold foil. Let's see if I can tilt it here. You can see some of that embossing and foiling. Really nice on that. But you have sort of a picture frame look going all the way through. And then you've got the top center here, a compass with a black needle. It says high grade over the top. And if I zoom in here, you can see some of the detail on that gold foiling. Really nicely done. And you even have a little bit of extra debossing on here with a wave pattern that's not foiled, a little bit fainter and harder to see, but really cool on that outer edge. So nice front to the tuck case. On the sides, it's got Navigators with NYC USA, where they're located in New York City. On the other side, we've got Navigators again, this time with Theory11, sort of abbreviated there. Bottom has your ad copy for Theory11, including their motto, Circa Trova. And then at the top, you've got sort of the motto of the deck itself, says, "Don't wait for the winds to change, adjust your sails." It's covered up by the tuck seal, but that's what it says under there. You have the custom postage stamp style tuck seal done in black and gold, features an hourglass and then a chain framed around it. And the back here is going to be the back design of the cards, which will look more closely at in the center, but I'll tilt it so you can see that beautiful gold foiling and embossing on that ship's wheel. So really nicely done. We'll look more in detail at that design as we look at the cards inside. As you open up the flap here, of course, have more detail here with the Theory11 logo and the crown there on the inside. And then these Eye of Providence designs on the two inner flaps. And as you often get with Theory11 decks, beautiful printing on the interior as well. You just have this wave pattern. One of my favorite printings of the interior of a tuck case. And then hard to make out there, but at the bottom, can't get it to focus right, but it says Circa Trova there at the bottom of the tuck case as well. So really beautiful tuck case, but that's what we've always come to expect with Theory11. Let's check out the cards, because sometimes those can, be a little bit less fancy than the tuck cases. Let's see what these are like. So here's the back design of the cards. Just like the back of the tuck, except where this was gold foiling, now we have gold ink. I think the gold ink on white, while it's a really trendy color combination, I think it comes across a little bit flat on this one, but it's still a really nice design. You've got the large ship's wheel in the center with kind of a rope circle coming through, and then just a series of frames with different designs, whether it be little flowers or just little points here. You've got the chain on the outer frame, so just a series of concentric frames coming all the way through. And there's a zoom in so you can see that detail. You've got the thin poker border, just a really nice clean back design, even if at a distance that gold on white can be a little bit flatter than you might like. That's the back design. Extra cards, you do get your two jokers. Kind of a cool design on this one. Lots of gold metallic ink used on this and all the cards pretty much through here. But it's a barrel, and you've got a fishtail kind of, hanging out of the barrel and holding a beer bottle in its hand. And the same thing reflected on both sides. It just says Joker, Joker. So two identical jokers. Pretty cool, fun little design on those. Other extra cards you get a Theory11 ad card in gold ink there, and a double backer. Nice to get a gaff card. Sometimes you get just a double ad cards within Theory11 decks. So nice to get a gaff card in there as well. Now to the deck, and we'll start with the Ace of Spades. Again, tons of gold ink. See that in the reflection there. Features a whale kind of dipping into or kind of flipping its tail out of the ocean there against the moon and stars in the background. Very cool design on that large spade pip with a keyhole at the bottom, and then almost like a glowing sun or something behind it. Have custom fonts and pips on the indices in the corner. And then as you go through the number cards, they're going to be slightly custom. Not super customized, but you do get a little bit more modern of a font there in the corners. And as you get through some of the higher numbers, you'll see a little bit of custom placement of the pips, like there on the 7 and the 8. So a little bit of a different placement from a standard deck there. So it gives it a little bit of an interesting extra feel to it. As you get to the court cards, these are also going to be full custom, and they're going to feature different sorts of explorers, navigators, travelers throughout history. No one particular era. You'll see you get anything from, I don't know, this makes me think of, I don't know, maybe English or something like that. You've got something that's a little bit more Greek maybe in the center there, that the queen with the spade, all the way to a colonial look with the king over here with his spyglass and his tricorner hat. So all different looks, but they're all done in gold ink, almost this sort of, I won't call it a silhouetted, but sort of a aged look to it, like they're carved pieces or something. But a very cool look at that. Black and gold ink, no borders on it. Nice clean look to the quartz here. I do like those. The other aces, aside from the ace of spades, are all going to be slightly enhanced here, just with this circle around the center pip. And as you zoom in on the pip here, you can also see that that diamond has a little bit of extra gold framing in it, just to give it a little bit more depth. So there's your ace of diamonds. Diamonds, otherwise, are going to be pretty standard to what we look at with the spades, again with this slightly custom placement. The reds may be a little bit brighter, slightly oranger of a red, I guess. And then your quartz are going to be same design, that black and gold with all different explorers. This one's a very Greco-Roman look here to the queen with the sword in hand. And then you have a more classic sailor navigator there with his cutlass at his side there for the king. There are your club quartz. And down to your club number cards. There's your ace of clubs. And the 3 hearts quartz. This queen of hearts leaning on the anchor there is probably my favorite of the court cards. Really do like that one. Very reminiscent of what you might see in kind of a carving of the front of the ship's helm or something like that. And then here are your heart number cards. And finishing with the ace of hearts. So that's it. What about the handling of the cards? It's a USPCC deck, so it's going to handle about like you'd expect, which is always nice. You know, fans are going to be really, really nice. Cuts, all that are going to be really good. It's got that thin border, so that gold is going to flash a little bit as you use this on fans. So, nice handling deck. Good deck to use for pretty much anything. You could use this for magic, cardistry. They're going to hold up well. That gold, I think, is going to be a nice little extra flash if you're using this in cardistry. And it's also just good for gameplay. I think the quartz and the suits are very, very readable, easy to use for gameplay. So very functional deck you could use for most anything, but that's what we kind of come to expect with Theory11 deck. So overall, I really do like this deck. I like that they did a more full custom. You don't always get that. You know, you look at the Voyagers, for example, it's got, you know, barely any custom cards at all. So I love that it's a full custom deck. Like I said before, that gold and white combination is a really on-trend color combo nowadays. So really nice little deck here. Not the best Theory11 deck there's ever been, but it's a pretty good one. Definitely one worth checking out, especially if you're a Theory11 collector. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. That's a look at the Navigators playing cards from Theory11. Subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings. Let me know what other content you want to see. Always checking out new things for the channel. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one.